Hello, and today we'll continue with Beyond the Ruins, a new visual novel. So, we're going to continue from day 2. We already completed day 1 in the last video, so if you missed the last one, don't look at that. But we're going to go ahead and continue with day 2. He woke up to the sound of rain pattering against the window. The sky was still dim and foggy. It was too early. You could feel the cool, damp air seeping through the window, making you instinctively the blanket tighter against pull the blanket tighter around your shoulders. Yet still I woke up unscathed and safe. I wonder who's awake at this hour. The sky looks beautiful though. With a groan I pushed myself up from the rough, lumpy, makeshift bed. Stretching to ease the stiffness of my muscles, I took a moment to gather my thoughts before approaching the door. The door handle was cold, and I twisted the handle and pulled the door open slowly, the hinges creaking in. The hallway beyond was shrouded in shadows, lit only by the faint flickering glow of a distant lantern. I stepped into the corridor slowly, walking through the scattered debris that littered the floor. My eyes adjusted to the dim light as I made my way towards the main hallway of our makeshift shelter. The campfire was out and there was no food prepared yet. Maybe everyone is still asleep. No, we are in an apocalypse. Maybe Rick is awake. He wakes up the earliest, I presume. You walk towards the room beside the bathroom, guessing that will be his room. You were about to knock on the door, but it was already open. You took a small peek inside. Rick? You opening Upon opening the door, you see Rick freshly woken up from the slumber. He looks at you tiredly before letting out a yawn facing his side. Oh, you're awake. I was checking for you. You know, breakfast. He shifted his blanket and stretched himself out of the bed. You're up early. I was freezing and hungry. He scratched his chin and rumbled through his wardrobe inside a wooden crate. He pulled out a jacket that seems about your size and a long coat that is visibly damaged. You could tell that someone wore this before. Maybe this will fit you. You put on the dusty cotton jacket with a few small holes. The jacket must have been worn out. Also, but it's better to keep you warm than nothing. Then you cover yourself up with a long, ragged coat. It's soft and comfortable, perfect for your style. You smiled as you looked better. Let's get you something to eat. You two both exited the room, now feeling warmer with your new jacket, and you walked comfortably through the hallways, eventually leading you to the place where the campfire is. He grabbed a few more pieces of wood and a lighter. He then proceeded to sit down on the rough and dusty floor, shifting himself where his leg is and raised with an arm resting on it. He grabbed all the wood pieces and gathered them together in a campfire. He lit up a small piece before lighting up the rest of the wood pile. The faint wisp of light began to expand and intensify, gradually transforming into a radiating flame, illuminating the surrounding area with an orange hue. I let myself get toasted and comfortable by the campfire, feeling the warmth seep into my skin as the wind outside roars loudly. Rick grabbed a metal pot and what seemed to be a metal pot holder. He placed them on top of the campfire, letting the pot heat up. I'll preheat the pot before I start cooking the stew. Rick stood up, stretching his muscles as he rose from the floor. He walked over to the cluttered makeshift pantry. He opened a crate that seems to be made from scavenged wood and metal. He took a moment to grab everything before going back to his spot. It seems like he gathered a can of beans and a jar of vegetables. Are those fresh? I keep them salted and sealed tightly to preserve this at work. You guys don't get any food poisoning or anything? I'm just worried on the rare occasions Yes, but if the food is fresh and he pauses as he poured the bottled water into the pot along with the vegetables to boil. Boiled, the food should be safe to eat. I see. After a moment, he glanced over at you with a concerned look. How are you feeling? I'm still a bit weak, but better than yesterday. Good to hear. We'll make sure you get enough food and rest to fully recover. As the pot begins to simmer, you feel the tension still of new people in a new environment. It twists your stomach, feeling the doubt in a place you still question. You hesitated before speaking again. Hey, Rick, can I ask you some questions? Sure. Can I ask you about something regarding how I got here? Well, it started where me and Wilfred found a body in a chamber. We decoded the chamber thing and took you. It was Wilfred's idea that we should let you out of that chamber. It's maybe because there's only a few of us left. You were cold and still. We thought you were dead, but then Wilfred caught a pulse. We dragged you here in the base. You were asleep for a week. Then we took care while you were asleep until you eventually started breathing and mumbling. I see. That's all I could remember. Who are you? You can call me Rick. I'm the guard for our base. My job is to make sure that no one unwanted sneaks in. So you're the one keeping everyone safe around here? Mm-hmm. Where are we? I asked, gesturing around my surroundings. I stared into the foggy distance. I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The surroundings around me looked apocalyptic. The buildings crumbled and the sky was covered in a thick layer of smoke. I shivered, feeling small and weak in this vast, desolate landscape. Rick takes a moment to look you over before answering, his expression unreadable. I have no idea either what city or country we're in. This world fell into ruins, and this is only what's left. War took over, then unexplainable things happened. But regardless, if I could remember, we are somewhere in Emberhold. Wait, this is Emberhold? Yes, once a peaceful city, now ruins. I see. What date is today? Monday, July 5th, the year 2099. We're still using the Gregorian calendar. My body froze. 2099? No, it mustn't be. Is this for real? It is 2099. I froze, staring completely at the floor. I tried to process the information myself. I couldn't believe I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that I had been in cryo in cryogenic sleep for over 2 decades. I was asleep for that long? Wow. I I was asleep for so long. Perhaps we'll have that discussion in the future. I see. Thanks, Rick. hmm I think that's all I can ask. Yeah. So I asked, why did you guys took me in? There's something that happened, right? We took you in because you were in a frozen state. Assumed that it was coma. Those machines can't keep up for too. Those machines can't keep up for long to sustain you. So we took you out and fed you. Everyone deserves a chance, even in a world like this. But what if I'm just a burden? What if there was someone else you could have saved? You're not a burden. You're part of this group no matter what. This place, these people might be new to you, but they are here for you. Just give it time, and you'll find your place. You need to survive. We all need to. It's hard to see Rick's face with his stoic expression, but somehow behind that is someone who I can trust. He's a big person who can easily tumble me down and tear me apart, but still he took care of me and cooks me a meal I can eat. It just happened suddenly. I denied and brushed the feeling off yesterday, but it would still linger in my mind. Not now, but maybe soon I'll get used to this new feeling. We took a deep breath, absorbing Rick's reassurance. The warmth from the pot steam was comforting. The sounds of the crackling fire, his words seemed to ease the tension you were feeling. Thanks, Rick. I guess it's just hard to adjust after everything. I understand. If you ever need to talk, or if you have questions, just let me know. For now, let's get you something to eat. I will keep note of that. As the stew simmered, filling the room with a rich, savory aroma, Rick gave it a final stir and then grabbed the bowl. He ladled, he ladled a generous portion of the stew into your bowl, making sure to get all of the beans and vegetables. Here you go, Roger. This should help you feel even better. Thanks, Rick. It's not much, but it works. It's enough. You took a tentative sip from the bowl. It was nothing special, but it works to get you filled. The warmth of the stew gives you tingles and gets a cool morning wind outside. You feel so relaxed just by hearing it. It feels so serene. As you both began to eat, you hear footsteps coming across the hallways, followed by a scruffy voice. Morning, Rick. And oh, you're awake quite early. You also seem rocking that new outfit. Scott said. Scott sits beside you and grabs a bowl for himself. How was your first day here? It's been overwhelming, but I'm alright now. Oh, adjusted to a new setting after everything that's happened. I mean, living in an urban area where everything is bustling and loud, and then suddenly waking up to those buildings gone and abandoned in a place like this is almost surreal. I understand. It must be quite a shift. I felt the same way. The new setting changed me, but I still have Bud here. There's always change no matter how big or small they are. Some are unexpected, but even though those changes keep hurtling you, you still gotta move forward. We're a team in this, alright? Mm-hmm. Thanks, Scott. You're welcome, Wookie. My name is not Wookie. Stop fooling and go eat your soup. You're messing the whole dramatic vibes here. You only be sad in an already sad setting. Yeah, fine, you're right. The three enjoyed the warm stew and the work in the company you have with each other. As you finished your meal, you couldn't help but feel a growing sense of safety in this new environment with these new people. You looked around, absorbing the details of your new home. It may take me a while to get used to. You both continued to eat in silence. Once the meal was finished, Scott stood up and stretched. That was a good meal for a busy day. Let's see what we can scavenge today. Mm-hmm. All right, Rick and I need to head out for lookout duty. We'll be back in a few hours. You go take care of yourself, huh? Wait, I want to see the outside. It's dangerous out there. We can't let you out yet. Don't worry, you'll see once you're healthy, alright? For now, it's better to rest. We'll be back soon. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I'll see you later, Wookie. I'm alone again. As Scott and Rick headed out for lookout duty, you decided to explore your new home a bit more. The place had a comforting, if makeshift feel to it, with its salvaged furniture, supplies organized by crates and scraps of wood and metal. What shall I do now? You wandered down a narrow hallway and found yourself in a small, dimly lit room. In the corner you saw Carlos, fast asleep in his bed. He looked peaceful, his breathing steady and deep, tucked in blanket on his bed and sleeping peacefully. The room was sparsely decorated. You saw a few scattered personal items, a worn-out book, a small framed photo of what appeared to be his friends, and some makeshift tools. I don't want sesame. Klaus stirred slightly, muttering something under his breath before settling back to sleep. Guess he doesn't like sesame. I shouldn't invade someone's room. Deciding not to linger too long, you turned and quietly left the room, letting Klaus rest. But before you did, Klaus woke up, rubbing his eyes, and seeing you standing right beside his door. Huh? Whoa. He was surprised with your morning visit. He bounced off the bed, out with his blanket, revealing his underwear beneath it. Wiser, do you lose a bet? Or is this your morning routine? Not to mention you're pretty up late. Not to mention you're pretty up early. What's gotten you awake at this hour? Klaus, oh, no, I was just, I'm sleepwalking again. Sleepwalking. Right into my place? Well, that's one way to start the day. I bet you were peeking at how I sleep. I wasn't. I was gonna ask if I could join you in the workshop today. Hmm. Tempting, but are you sure you're ready for that? I can be pretty hands-on when I work. Yes, I'm ready to learn. I could use a practice. All right, but you might want to get used to a bit of chaos if you're gonna work with me. He goes to grab his pants and start pulling the pants on, still smirking. I'll be dressed in a minute. You might want to knock next time, though. It's a funny tip. I almost got caught. That was so close. I'll remember that. Good. Now let's get to the workshop. Plenty to do today. Now I could use an extra set of hands, clothed ones preferably. Klaus, now dressed, leads her out of his room and down the hallway towards the workshop. The tension from the earlier encounter starts to ease, replaced by the more familiar and focused energy of getting ready for the day's work. So now that we got the morning excitement out of the way, what exactly are you hoping to learn today? Welding, fabrication, or just trying to avoid any more awkward encounters? I want to learn more about the weapons we have, how to maintain them, modify them, maybe even build a few from scratch. Oh, you got a bit of a spark in your eye talking about that. I didn't take you for the gun enthusiast type. No, I was just curious to ask. All right, mate. I'll teach you everything you need to know, from materials to assembly. You both arrive at the workshop. He pulls out his keys from his pockets and starts to unlock the room. Why have we got to lock the workshop? Raiders, lighters, leviathans, you name it. I keep our weaponry safe. I'm in charge of all of it. He successfully unlocks the door. He went towards his table and picked up a rifle, running his hand along the barrel. You ever take one of these apart before? Not really. I never used them before, never knew the mechanics. We both arrive at the workshop. He pulls out his keys from his pockets and starts to unlock the room. Why have we got a locked workshop? Raiders, Liliths, Leviathans, you name it. I keep our weaponry safe. I'm in charge of all of it. He successfully unlocks the door. He went towards his table and picked up a rifle, running his hand along the barrel. You ever take one of these apart before? Not really. I've never used them before. Never knew the mechanics. I want to start with the basics. This here is an old bolt-action rifle, reliable, simple. First thing you need to know is how to assemble it. I'll walk you through it. Each part has a role. The firing pin, the bolt, the trigger assembly, all of it needs to be in top shape for the weapon to work properly. This bad boy needs to be handled accurately and with grip. You got questions? What do I do if a weapon gets broken? I mean, out there things are bound to go wrong. How do I fix it? Kraus leans against the workbench, crosses his arms thoughtfully. Good question out there. Weapon failure can mean the difference between life and death, so knowing how to fix one is crucial. The first thing you need to do is diagnose the problem. Is it a jam, a misfire, maybe something more serious, like a broken firing pin or a cracked barrel? And how do I diagnose what's wrong and figure out how to fix it? Carlos picks up disassembled a disassembled pistol, laying the parts out on a bench. First off, you gotta know your weapon inside and out, mate. Every piece, every part. It's good. It's got a role to play. When something goes wrong, the first thing you do is break it down and figure out what's mucking up the works. Is it mechanical? Something blocking the mechanism? Was the parts worn out or snapped clean off? Maybe it's the parts worn out or snapped clean off. Say the firing pin's knackered. That's a common one, especially if the weapon's cocked a fair bit of use. If you got a spare, just swap it out. But if you're short on parts, that's when you gotta get creative. He grabs a metal scrap. Something like something like this here can be shaped into a makeshift firing pin. It's not perfect, but it depends it'll get the job done. The trick is finding materials that are close enough to what you need and making it work. Metal scraps, wires, even bits off other busted weapons, anything that can be repurposed. So it's about understanding the function of each part and finding a way to replicate it with what you have. Spot on. You also need to get familiar with where weapons usually clark in. For instance, rifles might give you grief with the barrel or the trigger mechanism, while pistols add up with the mag. Knowing where to check first can save you a heap of time. He sets the rod again. He sets the rod aside and grabs the rifle and a damaged barrel. Let's say you've got a cracked barrel. That's a tough one because it's a critical part of the weapon. If you have access to a horse, you can replace it, but out in the field, your options are limited. You can try reinforcing the crack with metal bands or even wrapping it tightly with wire to keep it functional for a few more shots, enough to get you through a firefight, maybe. You gotta be as resourceful as a dingo in the outback. Ain't always gonna have the right parts or the proper tools. Out there, you'll need every bit of it, so keep your wits about you. You'll do this fine. Got it, Kraus. I'll keep that in mind. I think that's all you need to know. I think that's all you need to know for now. It's time to get some rest. You sure did wake up pretty early. I guess so. I'll be. I guess so. I'll head back to my room. Sleep sounds like the best idea right now. Sleep well, matey. I'll see you later. You too, Kraus. Go lock the doors. I don't want to see you sleepwalking back here. He gives you a teasingly chuckle. Oh well. I should probably sleep it off. I noticed the sounds of the rain fading away. The morning rain had finally stopped, leaving behind an earthly scent from the moss underneath that lingered in the air. I want to go outside. The sunrise looks so beautiful. I don't want to break any rules. I'll just go to my room and dream of it. With a sigh, you turn away from the door and headed back to your mattress. As you open the door, the light from the small, fogged-up window in your room shows a glimpse of the world outside. The first rays of sunlight began to break through the lingering clouds, casting a soft, golden light over the landscape. You let out a quiet sigh, leaning back from the window, making your way to a small bed. You lie down on your side and look at the nearby crate. Slowly, you fell into unconsciousness and it all went dark. You hear the soft chirping of birds mixed with a distant hum of traffic, a gentle breeze rustling the leaves outside. The sun has just started to rise, casting a warm golden hue over everything. You see your friend loading the last few items into the car. This guy, this guy bring these. This guy gonna bring these also. You find yourself outside your friend's house, where boxes are piled up on the lawn. You see your loading the last few items into a car. You want to bring that disc of Space Conquest we always play on weekends? Nice joke. I would miss those in this place. We were out for college is so surreal, but I needed to. You know a bittersweet smile tugging at your lips. The familiarity of the scene feels comforting, but there's a heaviness in the air and a spoken realization that things are about to change. Yeah, it's a big step, but you'll be back for the holidays, right? I can have a Space Conquest marathon then. Of course, I wouldn't miss it for the world, but man, it's gonna be weird not seeing you every weekend. We'll stay in touch though, and who knows, maybe I'll come to visit. Your dorm won't know what hit it when we start a new campaign. Sounds like a plan. We'll make it work, right? You both stand there for a moment, taking in the scene, the sun setting, casting long shadows over the boxes of the familiar house. The sound of distant laughter echoes from somewhere down the street, blending with the rustle of leaves in the breeze. Yeah, we will. You step forward, offer a hand. Your friend takes it, and for a moment, nothing else matters but the bond you share. Then, while following out, your friend turns back to the car, ready to leave. See you soon, okay? Definitely. Take care out there. The car engine roars alive, and as it pulls away, you watch until it disappears around the corner. The lawn, once bustling with activity, is now quiet, save for the gentle sway of the grass in the wind. You turn to leave, but something tugs at the back of your mind. The scene starts to blur, the colors fading. The last thing you hear before everything goes dark again is a distant echo of your friend's voice. Don't forget to conquer the stars, okay? You woke up back from where you lie down. It was all a dream. You sit up, your body sore from the makeshift bed, and glance around the small room. The crate you had fallen asleep looking at is still there, filled with scavenged supplies. It was already evening, and the moonlight is striking on the windows. I slept too long. The low, constant hum of the wind outside is the only sound that fills up your room. You sit slowly, rubbing your eyes as you try to shake off the lingering haze of the dream. It's a dream. You hear knocking from the door. Hey, Roger, you there? You take a deep breath and stand, rolling your shoulders to loosen the stiffness in your muscles. Interrupted by it wasn't my peaceful rest. Now it left me wondering why Scott behind my door. I need some personal space. I don't want to stand up. I'm here. Instead, I stood up and approached the door not to ignore them. I opened the door and held on to the knob and pulled it forward by a quick sound. That was met by. As I opened the door, I was initially met by his robust chest. Then I looked up to see Scott. He greeted me with a cheerful smile. Oh, you're awake. You're awake. Sorry to disturb on you. I assume you haven't ate dinner, so I brought sandwiches. He grins, leaning against the doorframe, wiping some sweat off his brow. He was carrying a tray of freshly made sandwiches. The aroma of warm bread and meat felt your nostrils. I bought some sandwiches. Thought you might be hungry. Oh, thanks God. He placed down the tray on the table. He sat down next to me. Just wrapped up myself. Rough day. Rick and I had to scavenge a few items near us before heading back. But how was your day? You're doing better? I'm okay. I'm feeling unsure by the new world I'm living in, I guess. How about we talk about it with some sandwiches? He grabbed a sandwich and he gave it to me. Tell me. It just happens to be so fast and so sudden with the new environment I'm in. New people and new challenges. I can't process all that is happening. It's too much knowing that I have been unconscious for years. My hands, they're shaking. I feel an arm from my back hanging on my shoulder. I know it's not easy. I know new places and new people, but I assure you, you'll be safe here with us. Don't let those thoughts fog up your mind. Let's clear that up. How about eating on that sandwich? I stare at the sandwich. The warm sandwich is a warmer, along maybe water. Without thought, I took a bite into it. Mmm. Oh, it burned a bit on my tongue. Careful, it's still hot. He chuckled as he gave me a cup of water. Thanks. After drinking water, I blow the cooler off before taking another bite. The warm bread and the salty meat, I couldn't help but let out a satisfied noise. Mmm, you like it? I love it, I replied with a mouthful of sandwich. He smirked, he smirked, feeling with enthusiasm as I ate the warm sandwich. It made me crave for more as a savory, meaty flavor exploded into my mouth in every bite. It tastes so good. Glad you like it. I made them. He said with a soft smile. His eyes softened and he gave me a flustered smile. You enjoy yourself there. Make sure you chew it properly. I was too distracted with the food. Perhaps I was starving. Whatever. I'm eating well. Calm ambience of the breeze outside, the comfortable silence I felt between us made me recall from my past. It feels like I felt something before. Man, you wouldn't believe how hot it is out there. Feels like the sun's got a personal grudge. And that's outside takes a bite of his sandwich. We had to cut the shift short today. What happened? Besides the heat, there were monsters, big ones, bigger than we were used to seeing. I swear these things are evolving or something. It wasn't just aimless, wandering around. Looked like it was actually working together. Seriously, they evolve? What do they look like? Tall, longer in the saddles. One had these long limbs and strong claws, moving way too fast. How do you get away? Get the hell out of there. When we saw it at the distance, that's what. Didn't have enough firepower to deal with those. We headed back here as fast as we could. Monsters don't seem to coordinate like that, do they? What do you think this means? Don't know. Could be they're learning, or maybe there's something out there controlling them, but it's clear we need to be ready for anything. I guess they're evolving into something dangerous. What about the other survivors? Do you think there are more people out there? I've heard rumors that there might be pockets of survivors scattered around, but I'm unsure if we will find them. Some of them might be a spy. Then what about me? Do I look like a spy? Dude, you came from a pod that serves patients. Nobody could open those unless there's a doctor. Plus, nobody would suffer to stay there unconscious and not cold pod. So you're good. We're just searching for survivors and those who will help us. But surviving out there takes a lot more than just luck. You've got to be both a scavenger and a soldier. Scavenging for supplies is one thing, finding food, medicine, gear, but defending yourself is just as crucial. So it's about being resourceful and ready to fight. Exactly. That's survival. You have to know how to navigate abandoned places, assess the risk, and make quick decisions. But when things go sideways, you need to be able to defend yourself, whether it's against monsters or hostile people. That sounds exhausting. It's like you have to be on high alert all the time. It is. If we're going to reach out to other survivors, we have to keep that in mind. How can we make them trust us? Trust is a luxury. Not everyone is willing to give it to you. Maybe even if we prove to be friendly, they will still make us. They will still make use of us. Most of the people in this world only care for power and authority. It still didn't change even after the disaster happened. It feels heavy thinking about all this. It is. But but we have each other and we can prepare whatever it takes. I want to learn. I want to thrive even in this messed up world. That's the spirit. You'll be one day once you get all healthy and strong. Heck, you'll even surpass us. Oh, us. Are smaller than all you. Doesn't mean you're weak already. You'll be strong. I see it already. You're partially blind. Maybe I shouldn't have brought you these services. I'm kidding. Zeke will have slapped you with this. Be glad I'm not Zeke. Zeke sure is serious. Yeah. I used to play an old guitar with him before. You play a guitar? I once used to, but it broke, so I can't use it. How do you play it, though? Even with a blurry vision. You don't need to always stare at the guitar. You need to memorize it. Plus, I have been playing it. Plus, I've been playing it in my early teens. Oh, glad you can still. Oh, glad you still can. Unfortunately, not now, because I need it to be fixed. It's just a missing string. Once I found it, I'll sing you a song. We could use some music around here, even if it's just us trying to make it sound decent. It's gotta be quiet, or else an unexpected visitor came. We could have a little jam session at the roof. It's far up, so not many monsters can hear it. I thought the monsters could climb up. They wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't be able to with just bare arms and legs. Good to know, but seriously, you look like you just came out of a sauna. Glancing down at his clothes, which are indeed drenched with sweat, he's been sweating for a while. Maybe it was hot outside while you who barely move have while you have while you have while you who barely move have no too little heat sweat. Who can I say? What can I say? It was a hot day out there. I think I might have overdone it. Do you think? Don't you should don't you should wipe yourself before you get sick? It's so through. You don't want to risk catching something. I mean, I could, but it feels a bit weird, you know? I'm just stripping down here. It's just us, and it's not like you haven't seen me naked before. You were naked on purpose in that chamber. What can I do? Just change your clothes. It's just that, well, I don't want to strip in front of you. I'll see enough abs today, please. All right, you win. Just that, I hope it doesn't make you weird. Scott stands up, pulling his shirt over his head, revealing a sweaty toned torso. He wipes his brow with his shirt. They're happy. Much better, see? That wasn't so hard. Yeah, just don't start making comments about my ass or anything. I also took off my clothes so we are equal. Hey, what are you doing? Here, so both sides are fair. I don't have intentions to see you naked, but the chance of getting a cold without a twist shirt is unsafe. You're right, but like I saw a lot of abs today. Maybe I should show mine if I only have one. Now, don't compare yourself to someone who's been outside training. Of course, you will be skinnier. But again, you'll be muscular once you're healthy and ready. I mean, even if I became muscular, I'm still small. I'm vulnerable. Now, being tall has its cons. Come on now, don't berate yourself. You'll be strong like us someday. Yeah, maybe. And since a pat fell on my back, tell me that it's okay. Somehow I feel lighter with his comfort. Hey, Scott. About those monsters you saw earlier, you mentioned they were organized. What exactly did you see? Like, what kind of monsters are we talking about? Yeah, it was something else. They call them Leviathans. Leviathans? What do you mean? Are they really that big? Yeah, they're massive. I've only seen a couple up close, but they're easily just the size of a truck. These things have elongated bodies, long, scaly skin, and they move like they own the place. It's like they're designed to intimidate. Why you ask? I've been hearing about monsters like Liliths and Leviathans. Liliths, they travel in packs and are small but extremely agile. Think of them as like a cross between rats and rabid dogs. Next are the Hydras, which are stealthy serpentine creatures and tend to stalk their prey from the dark. They are mostly found in slimy ceilings. Yikes. Oh, there's more of them. There's more, but it's getting late, and you woke up pretty early. We can discuss this sometime. For now, you'll need to rest again for tomorrow. He wipes off his sweat with his now dry clothing as he stood up. The way he looks in this angle, the way he looks in this angle. Wait, I shouldn't look at him like that. I looked away instead, not staring at him. It felt so awkward and just shrugged it off. The day just feels like time wasn't. It feels like today seems short. Well, sleep is required to improve your health, or maybe you just enjoyed our time together. That cheeky smile, of course, I did besides your bare chest and abs. I did enjoy your comfort and savors. I just don't have the guts to speak up. I did. I would take note of drying myself before talking with you. Yeah, I did. I would take note of drying myself before talking with you. He knew it was over. Oh, such a tease. Alright, good night, Roger. I'll see you tomorrow. See you, Scott. He gently closed the door, leaving me alone again in my room. Am I obvious? I mean, I did enjoy the overall comfort, but maybe it's just that. Maybe the others notice me also. Ugh. The day is such a mess. Is this even a tradition to them? I keep seeing amps here and there. When besides Zeke, he seemed infuriated about it. Sweaty and glistening. Rick also, he is huge with that build, and Klaus has a nah. I gotta stop daydreaming about them and need to be dreaming. I gotta rest myself for the day. Today just feels like a filler episode with a bunch of men being shirtless. I mean, I like men. Let's see what I have for tomorrow. Good night, desolated world. Come on, huh? We're here. The sky looks so beautiful, don't they? Whoa, you need my camera, hold on. We'll be waiting. The morning sunlight beamed through the room as I woke up to consciousness. I groggily opened my eyes, blinking away the remnants of sleep. The soft morning light greets me with a cool atmosphere wind. Distressed in a yawn, I swayed my legs out of bed and padded out of the room. Of course, I need to go to the bathroom as a morning routine. I went to the bathroom, which I'm sure is somewhere here near Rick's room. I went towards the toilet bowl to relieve myself. As I do so, I see mold on the walls, cracks as well. After done, I zip up my pants and wet to wash my hands. I grab the usual lavender soap I see on the sink. I wash my hands thoroughly. After that, I wash my face, scrubbing off any eye gunk I have. I finally rinse it off with water. I use a towel to dry my face. I close off the sink and take a look at my appearance. There, I look more decent. I brush my hair and exit the bathroom. I'm pretty sure Rick is cooking food on the campfire. Or someone. As I walk my way to the kitchen there, I found Rick sitting on the floor beside the campfire, sipping a cup of tea with a book in hand. Morning, Rick. He looked up from his book, his gaze meeting mine. Morning, Roger. I decided to sit down and join him at the campfire. Can I have some tea? Sure. I poured myself a cup of tea and take a sip. It was bitter. I need water. Rick handed you a bottle of water and he seems unamused. You don't have lavender tea, I see. I can't handle herbal tea. Do you guys have some mocha creamer? We don't have both. That was unfortunate. Yes, I'm. That was unfortunate. Guess I'm not think. Guess I'm not drinking tea today. But I can't waste this cup. I take a brave sip of the tea and hope for the best. It's too bitter. I need water to wash it down. After the uncomfortable experience of drinking poison, I asked Rick, "Do you like black tea? I see that you're handling it well." "I don't like it. I need something to wake me up." "I see. This guy sounds like he has high pain intolerance. I can't handle it. In his big and brawny stature, I simply do." "How are you feeling?" "Oh, I'm doing all right. I bake better now." "That's good." He took another sip before reading something. He's still quiet as ever, but somehow the silence feels more welcoming than yesterday. Seems peaceful. Seems today is peaceful. Too peaceful. Haven't seen anyone today. No crowds came in to visit. "Hey Rick, can I ask you a question?" "Yes." "Where's everyone?" "I don't see anyone today. Did something happen?" "Most of our team went out for a hunt. The others stayed." "I see. Go eat first before you go." You see a meat near his side. Seems like it's nearly cooked. It smells nice as well. He grabbed a plate and sliced on a fair amount. He passed you some of the roasted meat. Thank you." "Right. The meat is unusual in shape. But the looks of it, it doesn't even come from any livestock. Rick, where do you get this meat?" "Oh, that meat. Yes. You see those monsters outside? Don't tell me that's their meat. Ray, I have been eating those monsters below us." I didn't need to be straightforward about it. Well, he didn't need to be straightforward about it. "Really?" "Yes. I lost my appetite. It makes me sick. How could I eat those rotting, twisted figures down there?" "Rick notices you and gives you a bottle of water. The virus won't spread if you boil the meat. Food is scarce. It's better than nothing." He's got a point. I will convert to being a vegan instead. On rare occasions, I can eat fish or livestock. Best to get the nutrients they have. Ugh, don't be picky now. I can't eat this, but it's nearly cooked. It's not that bad, right? It would be a waste if I didn't chew on this freshly made meat. It is still steaming. I have no other choice. Well, here goes nothing. I take a gulp and took it down meat. I took down a bite. It tasted like normal chicken. Roasted chicken with a bit of salt. It's not too special, but this works, I guess. I sipped a cup of tea and took another bite. As I feasted on my breakfast, Rick lowered his book and faced me. His looks seemed to be irritated, but he spoke to me in a gentle tone. "How was your sleep?" "It was decent, I guess. I feel a bit lighter than yesterday. Somehow, it also doesn't ache me anymore. The medicine is taking effect. I'm glad to hear. Zeke hasn't eaten a lot in a few days. I don't know where he went." "I saw Zeke yesterday, but he went upstairs. He's in this room. He in this room in the farthest left corner of the hallway. Please tell him to not skip his meal. You hear?" "Sure." He stands up from the chair and leaves the table. "Good. I'm tired of visiting him and forcing him to eat. He doesn't need to hide for the sake of." You hear him speak under his mouth, mumbling inaudibly as he walks away. "What's the deal with Zeke?" I sighed. "It's still morning, so I have plenty more that I can do. How should I start my morning?" Maybe I should visit Zeke in his room. He looks like the one who was experienced here. Maybe I should. Maybe I could get some guidance or insight. I do hope he's awake, though. You searched among the rooms where he came from last night, but you were met with empty rooms. There was no Zeke to be found in his room. As I wandered out the hallways, I saw on the windows everything seemed so hazy. It might rain soon, though it makes me curious enough to go see the outside world, maybe up the roof. I searched for the stairway that would lead me up there. It took me 7 minutes to see a stairway that led me up the roof. I cautiously went to take a step on the mossy stairway. I witnessed some more abandoned rooms along the way. Not too long, I reached the top. I opened the door and there I found a familiar figure. It was Zeke. What is he doing here? Wazer, why are you here? But Scott and Rick went here yesterday. Nobody came up here except me this early. I stay here for lookout. It's my job. What are you doing here? I came here, well, I want to see the outside, but I also have to tell you that. He cut me out before I could speak. He must be holding something in his hand and smoking. Is he smoking? Wait, yeah, he's smoking. He does work for Lookout. He takes a puff before blowing off. Get out. You haven't eaten your breakfast yet. Going to the base is much more important. I don't need any distractions. Get out now. Okay, I will. Just that Wick wants you to eat. I left the rooftop. I was expecting to be alone and see the view, but yeah, I could have been a distraction. It's disappointing that I wanted to get a good view of the outside world. Oh well. I sighed defeatedly. I got from the floor. I got from the floor I came from. The hallway seemed a bit warmer now, more familiar. He headed back to the main area. Now what? The rusted metal door creaked, revealing a dimly lit workshop. I stepped inside. My eyes scanned the room until they found him crouched. There I found him working on something. Hey Wazer, how's it going, mate? Are you feeling any better? His face full of a smile. Yeah, I'm feeling better now. It's a bit bored, to be honest. Well, what seems to interest you to visit me at my workshop? I wanted to check up on you. I can't help myself to sleep. Oh, you're interested to see me work on these guns again, eh? Perhaps you want to see my gun? Just kidding. I could let you look, but no touch, because handling one is dangerous, especially when you're inexperienced. This gun is holding. This gun I'm holding is from Zeke. His sniper has a malfunction and broke off when he spotted a Leviathan. Perhaps this beauty has served its purpose right. He brushed the gun down, expecting it. I remember finding this beauty. Hey, Kraus, yeah? How long have you been doing this? Feels like forever, mate. Since the beginning, I suppose, back when it all started. Geez, I sound like an old man. What was it like back then? How should I say this? His eyes grow distant, lost in memory. Oh, it was chaotic. No one knew what was happening or what to do. Monsters scattered all around the city. People were scared and desperate. We had to learn how to survive, how to fight, and yeah, we tried to survive. So it must have been tough. Yeah, it was. But I also found new peeps. We formed a group, found a place to call home, and started building something out of the ruins. We got a bit of safety. It's not much, but it serves right to stay. We had moments where we got attacked by others. People attack each other despite the situation. Different beliefs, pal. Different beliefs. Had this base been attacked? Oh, no. We had a base before. Resided somewhere far away here. He frowns upon remembering something. When we lost our first base, the raiders took a toll on us and caught us off guard. We had to scatter, regroup to find another base. We lost a few people, a lot of them. Why? It comes with the territory, power and beliefs. Can't dwell in the past 2 months. He swells in resignation. He looks away for a second. His mind is filling up with negative memories. He went back to his table and picked up the rifle. He finishes his adjustments on the rifle, and he carefully sets it aside, wiping his hands on the rag. He looks over at you, his expression softer now. Enough about the gloomy stuff. I need to finish this request. I just hope I can also help and make a difference like you all have. He passed you a soda. You are, mate. We all play our part. Just gotta keep your head up and never lose hope. Thanks, Krause. No worries, mate. And as you and Krause are having a moment, the workshop door creaks open. Victor, a reserved and stoic member of the group, stares at and he nods to Krause and then glances at you with a curious but guarded expression. Ah, Victor, just in time. I was about to introduce you to our newest recruit. Wiping his hands on a rag and smiling, then he turned to you. This here's Victor, quiet as a mouse, but sharp as a tack. Victor, this is Roger, new to the team, but keen to learn. Nice to meet you, Roger. Nice to meet you too, Victor. Well, I've got some other business to attend to, Roger, so I'm gonna have to dismiss you from the workshop for now. We have our own lecture the next day, okay? Sure. Get some rest, mate. You're needed. Alright, thanks, Klaus. Nice to meet you, Victor. Likewise. You get up from the crate and head towards the door. As you step out, you hear Klaus and Victor exchange a few words between them about supplies and tasks. Their voices fade as you walk down to the corridor. The base is peacefully quiet. You find yourself with some free time, curious about your new surroundings. You decide to explore further. You stumble upon some crates and boxes. You were calmly examining the moss-covered walls of the abandoned building base, the rusty wind filters on the ceiling, and the moss in a brightly illuminated corridor by the warm sunlight outside. All of a sudden, you sense someone patting you on the shoulder. You going somewhere? You seem lost. Ah, Scott, I didn't expect you to pass by. Startled by his sudden appearance, he smirked as he faced you. I was about to check up on you. What brings you so? Of course, your health, duh. I need to check it to see if you're doing all right. Plus, the members are almost busy with their duties, except me, so why not? Didn't your leader give your orders? Wilford, he ordered me to look out for you while he was gone. You sound like you didn't want company at the moment. I didn't spook you with that sort of pat, right? I was. I didn't mean to. You still feel a bit upset by his sudden appearance. Despite that, you also feel relaxed because of the warm light outside. Hey, you seem quiet. The sun got your eyes. Yeah, somehow the hallways look so beautiful. How about you visit my spot? You want to join? Sure, why not? Scott leads you through a maze of hallways up several flights of stairs. The higher you go, the more the air changes, becoming cooler and fresher. Eventually, you reach an open space on one of the upper floors of the building. The walls have large, broken windows that let in the golden light of the setting sun. Oh, this is amazing, you say, taking in the view and feeling the gentle breeze. Yeah, not many people come up here. It's kind of my secret hangout spot. Scott replies, sitting on the platform gazing out at the sunset. The two of you stand in comfortable silence for a moment, enjoying the tranquil beauty of the scene. The open space has a few scattered items, an old chair, a makeshift table, a couple of books lying around. It feels like a little oasis amidst the ruins. How do you find this place? Just exploring, like you. Need a place to clear my mind. And the spot does a trick. It feels peaceful whenever I'm here. Yeah, it does, you say, sitting down on the edge of the windowsill and letting your legs dangle. Somehow you feel more relaxed and afraid. You're the only one I show you this place. It's a secret, but I think it suits you to be here as well. I don't think I can find it again. I'm not very familiar with this place. Ah, well then, let me give you a brief overview of the base. You know the campfire, right? There are two hallways. The right hallway is where Wilfred, Krause, and the others sleep. The left hall is where Rick, Victor, and Xavier sleep. Upstairs is where Zeke, me, and a few more people reside. There's a library, well, more of a makeshift library somewhere near my room. I see. Far behind is a workshop, then the storage room where you sleep. Rooftop is forbidden. Well, Zeke works there and he doesn't want any distractions. I did get scolded by him. He's really serious about it. Well, Zeke's pretty territorial, so you should ask before going in. He's been assigned to that roof, and it's his turf now. He isn't much of a talker, prefers to concentrate on his work. Socializing isn't his thing. The smile on his face broke down to a frown as he sighed. He has been like this after that incident. Were we close? We used to be best friends. Those, we all wore these necklaces. They were all a thing. He grabbed a necklace that was clicking from his neck. What happened? Pauses, taking a deep breath. One of us, our friend, didn't make it. We were on a supply run and things went south. After the incident, Zeke just wasn't the same. Really got quiet and drifted away too. After that, everything changed. We couldn't see each other the same anymore. We all went our separate ways. Zeke and Victor, we don't talk much anymore. I'm sorry, that must have been tough. Do you think things can ever go back to how they were? I don't know. It's hard to see the vision, was it? We're just surviving now, day by day. Maybe being here together can help. Maybe you can find a way to reconnect. He gives you a small smile, a small sad smile. Then he laughs. You haven't seen Zeke yet. It's funny how accidents mold friendships, isn't it? Zeke and I, we argue on just about everything from supplies, campsites, you name it. His stubbornness, legendary. We debate until he proves himself right. And yeah, sometimes it gets physical. He's always the one who starts most of the argument. I hate that every mistake he sees from me turns to an argument, but that's the way it is. That's Zeke. He's like that? After that incident, yes. He sighs defeatedly and faces himself to the landscape. It's hard to see between us agreeing on something. We usually just let Wilford decide. He's a leader, after all. I hope that one day you two get along with each other. I hope so. He lies his head towards your shoulder and sighed heavily. The sunset is so beautiful. It is. As the sun continues to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, you two continue to sit in silence together, watching as the last rays of sunlight disappear. Below the horizon, the air cools, and the first stars begin to twinkle in the night sky. You realize that despite the chaos of the world outside, there are still moments you find peace. He suddenly stills his body and wipes something off from his face. He turns to face you. You know, it's not easy to find the people you can talk to in times like these. But I'm glad you're here. Just this peaceful sunset, we feel like our burdens are carried away. Thank you, Roger. Are you crying? You wipe something from your eye. He stretches his arms, stands up and busts his pants. We said, head back. It's getting late. We don't want to miss dinner. But you haven't. Yeah, we said, head back. You knew he didn't want to answer that question. Somehow it makes you ask, does he hide his sadness from people? Sweeping off your thoughts, you saw him giving you your hand, and as you stood up, you followed Scott back down the stairs and into the heart of the building. The bright flame shone on me as it was getting darker. You both sit down near Wick as he steers a bubbling pot over the crackling fire, the aroma of dinner wafting through the air. The flames cast dancing shadows around you, painting the makeshift campsite in flickering light. Rick glances up from his task to take a look at both of you before returning his attention to the meal. How's your day, Rick? Must have been cooking there for a while. Just cooking. Nothing eventful. Oh, I see. Has Wilford returned yet, or has there been any messages from him? I've been waiting for any news. There's no response in the communication center. Wait, there's a communication center? It's off limits. Why? The center's connected to the other team. We can't introduce you yet. They're completely unaware of your presence and unfamiliar with your appearance. Once you're healthy, I'll introduce you there. Wilfred, how do we do this? While you are still malnourished, you should eat up more. He serves you a generous amount of steaming hot soup, ladling it into your bowl with a careful hand, the rich aroma filling the air. Forget about that. It's dinner time. The soup smells amazing. Well, that's a secret ingredient this time. Herbs we found in the forest last Monday. Herbs, huh? I hope it's not the ones that made us all sick last time. They're safe, I checked. What happened? Yeah, a few months ago we found some plants and thought they were edible. Turned out they were pretty toxic. How did you all recover? Thankfully, we had some activated charcoal and a lot of water, but it was a rough couple of days. Lesson learned: no more picking plants without asking Xavier. I've been hearing we don't need another night of everyone doubled over in pain. Mm-hmm. We've had enough work for the week. How's the supply one plan going? Low on fuel and batteries. Any word from them yet? Not yet. They said be back by dusk. I hope. I wonder what they brought back. He looks at the campfire, the flickering flames casting dancing shadows across his face. His eyes reflect the light of the fire as he delves deep into his thoughts. He seemed like he he seemed like he remembered something that should have been forgotten. After a long moment he sighs, his breath visible in the cool air in the cool night air before finally speaking again. You alright? Yeah, it's just stuff. He changes his tone to a more cheerful one. I've been thinking maybe we should start looking for alternative energy sources, like solar panels or something. It would ease us more in energy consumption. Not easy in this place, it's always foggy. True, plus we'll need to find a safe spot to set them up. We can't risk having them damaged. Hmm. How about installing windmills? I went upstairs earlier and let me tell you, it was windy up there. I think it's perfect to set up a windmill at the rooftop, but we also need to learn how to maintain them. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll set it up once we find one in our next scavenger hunt. We need several parts and cables, but it's worth a shot. We'll think about it. Speaking of shots, have you checked on the ammo stockpile? We need to make sure we're ready for anything. Counted this morning. We're okay for now. Good. We'll need those on our next scavenger hunt. Those monsters won't wait forever. Mm-hmm. Alright, let's finish up here and get some rest. Tomorrow's another big day. After finishing his meal, Scott wiped his hands off his pants to get rid of any crumbs. He slowly stood up, stretching his back as he did so, and then turned to face my direction. We'll be away tomorrow for a scavenger hunt. Get some plenty of rest, alright? He offers a hand. His palm looks calloused and worn. I hesitated for a brief moment before grabbing it. I managed to stand up, my legs still a bit wobbly as I steadied myself. He gave me a gentle pat on the back. Let's get you to your room. We'll leave it, Rick. Good night. He leads you to your room along the dimly lit corridors, and both of you walk calmly back to your room. The footsteps echo softly against the stone walls along with the distant sounds of the dripping water. Not too long, you both eventually arrive in your room. Make sure you get enough sleep, alright? Night-night, Watson. Good night, Scott. He patted your back and waved off, gently closing the door. You smiled and went to your makeshift bed. The bed feels soft, welcoming me with its cold yet strangely comforting. The pillow's soft embrace cool against my mind. Pull on the blankets with its warmth. I look at the wall one last time before ending my day. There again in the darkness, but with a bit more comfort. Today wasn't bad. I get to know more of the people, get to talk with them more, and I'm sure I won't get lost again. It's time to sleep. I can't wait to arrive there. The Aurora, Bearless, looked so stunning. You seem so excited. I can feel the same. I do hope this Polaroid still works. I want to capture a pic of it. It's a bit cold tonight. Make sure to wear your jackets when we get there. I will. Still the Aurora Belarus from the car window makes me feel something comforting. Hey, it's me, Sip Zero. Hey, it's me, Hey, it's me, Sip Zero, the author, artist, and creator of this visual novel. This project is self-made and self-learned that started in August 2023. Finally, after a year, I'm able to finally release the first version. Thanks for reading the first version. More content and bug fixing will still be done. Please bear with me for future updates. You can give me a feedback on my Twitter. It would be highly appreciated. Thanks for reading and support. Keep an eye out for future updates. See Zero. Yeah, I kind of tripped up on the reading towards the end. Got a lot of dogs out here barking at the same time, and a loud ambulance siren going off for like 10 minutes straight. So anyway, a dog barking again. Anyway, I'm not done yet with this because there's other ways to make choices where you can beat the other characters. So I'm not done with this yet. So there are some spelling and grammar errors in this game, and you got some words appearing twice in a sentence, so that kind of tripped me up also. But these dreams the MC has, it seems like he might might know these people. I don't know. It's something because it says something about a car. So could he? Could these people be we have known for a long time, or and that he just has some kind of amnesia or something like that? Maybe these are people he already knew, but he has some kind of amnesia, and that he's been in that pod for decades. I'm not quite sure, but it seems like it could be in those dreams. I'm gonna go ahead and pick a different choice. So if we roam around the hallways, we get to meet Victor right away instead of meeting him when we go to see Kraus. You have nothing to do and decide to wander out of the hallways to stumble upon some crazy boxes in a fairly lit hallway by the golden sunlight outside. You were quietly observing the moss-covered walls of an abandoned building base. Dusty vent filters on the ceiling and moss, when suddenly you collide with a hulking figure. Sorry about that. Didn't see you there. Oh, no worries. My fault. I was just looking at the moss. Ah, recruit, huh? I haven't seen you around. The name's Victor. Hi, Victor. I'm Waza. Just got here 2 days ago. You going somewhere? You seem lost. Do you need help finding your way around like a tour? You can say it like that. Sure then. Well, let me show you around. This is the hallways. The hall is where we usually reside. Then there are the other people who sleep in opposite hallways. Whose whose room do these belong? The right hall is where Wilfred Krause and the others sleep. The left hall is where Rick, me, and Xavier sleep. Upstairs is where Zeke, Scott, and a few more people reside. I see. Far behind is the workshop, then the storage room. That's where I usually sleep. I just hope you didn't get allergies there with the dust. Wilfred helped me by organizing and cleaning the room. Still caring as ever. He leads you to a stair reaching the next floor. Oh, if you ever find a king of reading books, there's a library, where more of a makeshift library somewhere near Scott's room. He points somewhere into the left hall. You can borrow books there. Just ask our local librarian. Interesting. He then points out to the opposite hall. That's where you can find Zeke sleeping. Rooftop is forbidden. Well, Zeke works there and he doesn't want any distractions. I did get scolded by him. He's really serious about it. Well, Zeke is a very territorial person. He asks first before entering. Looks like it's the dialogue is very similar to like Kraus. After a while, it fills the silence. The water's whipping, his necklace clicking. You notice a similar necklace he's wearing. And that necklace, I saw two other guys wearing the same one, like from Zeke and Scott. It's yeah, it's a long story. He sighed deeply, then handed the necklace that was taken from his neck. Were you close? We were best friends. We all used to wear these. This necklace was a symbol of our bond. What happened? Yes, things about the same. I had fun before, back in high school. We were so close, I lost contact with him when we went to college. Then that makes us both then. Okay, so I skipped that stuff with the white tiger and Scott, I think his name is. There's a dialogue to say, so I'm gonna do one more choice where we go to our room and then we meet someone else. So instead of meeting him on the rooftop, we meet him and when he comes to our room. I think you know who he is. I guess I don't have much to do else today. But it seems my next plan now is to rest more. You find your way to your room, feeling the weight of exhaustion finally settling in. Despite your initial restlessness, you release that you realize that you don't need rest. You lie down on your makeshift bed, you close your eyes, the sounds of the ambience still echoing faintly in your mind. You lie down on your bed and you let time pass by. Slowly, you are taken to the darkness. Time passed by as you woke up from your slumber. You feel heavy as you were exhausted earlier. You sleep 2 months and now you wake up hungry. In the middle of the night, you miss dinner again. It's already nighttime. I hope I'm not late for dinner. As you groggily sit up and about to walk out, you bought yourself, it was not wood, not a concrete wall, but something soft. You looked up to see who's the person who you bumped into. You're awake. You see Zeke appear on your door, but his face a mask of disappointment. You missed your dinner again. I'm sorry, I was just too tired. He sighs and gestures for you to follow him. Come on, let's get you something to eat. You follow him to the campfire, where he starts to prepare a small snack for you. The crackling fires cast flickering shadows around you both, providing a small comfort in the night. As he cooks, Zeke breaks the silence. About this morning, I shouldn't have shouted at you in my room. I know you barged in, and that was a bit disrespectful for me, but I know you're still adjusting. I understand. It won't happen again. Just take this. He hands you the snack, a simple but warm meal. Thanks, Zeke. I appreciate it. He gives a small nod, sitting down beside you. You blow off the hot, steaming sandwich on a plate. You take a bite, feeling the warmth spread through you. The sandwich is great, like from yesterday, but now you've learned that you let the food cool off a bit before chowing down. He turned his attention to you and spoke gently about earlier. Yeah? How do you find the rooftop? Well, initially I need to find you, said Rick, while you're healing. I don't feel much pain like yesterday. And where did you go? I went to find different rooms. I went to different rooms. I was a bit lost. When I found my way to the stairs and I kept going up, it's not too far that I reached the top. He starts his disappointment after hearing that. Did he even tell you the directions before you start roaming around? Well, of course not. You roamed around the hallways and could have let you put at risk. It could put you at risk. Zeke, I assure you, I'm safe inside the base. I know the base more than you do. I don't want you running around foolishly, especially while I was on duty. I'm sorry. It's Rick's fault. God, what's up with him? Alright, I'll tell you where to find here and that. As you see, there are two hallways. Like this. Same. Get some rest. And don't miss dinner tomorrow. I will, Zeke. As the night continues, both of you walk calmly back to your room, the soft shuffle of your footsteps echoing down the corridor. As the night wears on, you both eventually arrive back in your room. Make sure you get sufficient sleep. Good night. He breathed off and gingerly closed off the door. Despite everything, you're glad that Zeke was there to cook you dinner. You smiled and went to your makeshift bed. The bed feels soft, welcoming me with its cold yet strangely comforting embrace. The pillow soft embrace cool against my wind, but cool against my mind. Pulling on the blankets with its warmth, I look at the wall one last time before ending my day. There again, in the darkness, but with a bit more comfort. Today wasn't bad. I get to know more of the people, get to talk with them more, and I'm sure I won't get lost again. It's time to sleep. I can't wait to arrive there. The Aurora Bayless looks amazing. You seem so excited. I could feel the same. So apparently, like, if you make different choices, you'll get a different character, but the dialogue is pretty much the same, really. So I think once I click off, I might just go back to where we talked with Kraus, and then once I get to the end, I'll save from there. But basically, like we we go to different characters, the dialogue pretty much the same. So it seems that Zeke thought about what he did, yelling at Wazzer when Wazzer was told to go up to his room and let him know that he missed dinner. So it looks like Zeke was more apologetic this time and decided to lighten up some. He certainly was a lot more nicer with Wazzer this time. So I'm glad to see that he is deciding to be more nicer to Wazzer. And so basically, this is a game about basically every character in this game is, a big muscle bound guy in a tank top. I think the only person I've seen who wore a shirt really was what's his name, Scott, the dragon, the big dragon-like guy. But everybody else, the big muscle guys with tank tops. So, but at least they don't have them, where the nipples are outside the tank top. That's kind of common in these games. At least it doesn't sell that now. Alright, so that was Beyond the Ruins. I hope y'all enjoyed this new VN. Look forward to more of it. So thank you all very much for watching. Bye.